sure. What is happening with me? I went to the doctor recently. He said that I could stand to lose a few pounds. I feel like it would take a bit more work than that. That is an excellent joke. That is craftsman quality. Your response was appropriate. Just your silent respect is what I need. That's what I'm aiming for with my comedy, is to just have everybody in the room nodding and going, yeah, you are right. You guys ever go to the library and check out Pat the Bunny just to feel something? About where I'm at right now. I've got my vices, I've got my things that I hang on to in my way. I'm into Pine Sol in a big way. Hooked, they say. I'm all about the saw. I'm riding the evergreen dragon as we speak. Some people judge. Some will judge, but after a long day of work, I work hard for the money. Now all I want to do when I get back is just kick back and polish off a bottle. You guys don't like the dark stuff? Something lemon scented, perhaps? I will go in that direction. In all seriousness, I've learned things recently. I've found out that there's actually a difference between diseases that people get and that diseases that animals get. I was at the veterinarian and I was noticing that all of the posters on the wall were of dogs and cats and the occasional bird. And I turned to my mom and I said, maybe you guys should be taking me somewhere else to get dewormed. Like a people doctor. My mom said, the doctor is people, don't be an asshole. On the way home, I just pressed my nose against the window and thought, I'm gonna run away soon. It's gonna happen. Then I tried to gnaw my stitches out, but the cone, it's excellent thinking on their part. They know me. These are the people in my life. Speaking people in my life, I'm facing a relationship. It is barreling towards me. There's nothing I can do. I'm kind of worried about that because I don't have any dirt on this woman yet, and it's truly all about leverage. Let me really quick. When you're starting a relationship, here's a tip for me: is that you should just collect all of your garbage from the beginning stages of the relationship. All of mainly the cute garbage, adorable refuse, umbrellas from drinks, movie ticket stubs are excellent because they have dates on them. You're creating a paper trail, okay? If you're the kind of couple that likes to crack a gallon of milk together, save the ring from around the top. It also makes an excellent cat toy, but that's not what this is about, okay? The cat toy tips come later on in the comedy set. What you're doing is that eventually there's going to come a point where you are wrong, and this is when you play your hand, and of course you will be fighting, because that is easier than admitting and apologizing. And it's at that point, when you are in the corner, you will say, well, you know what? I may be insensitive, and I may have a roving eye. But I bet that you didn't even hang on to our ticket stubs. On our third date when we saw Catching Fire on November 20th. Of this year of our Lord 2013. But you don't even have that. Oh, you threw it out. Like garbage. Well, then maybe our whole relationship is garbage. Maybe you're just throwing my heart in a rusty bin to be collected way too early on Tuesday morning. Every Tuesday, I know that I don't close the window and I could, but I just like the breeze. And then we get woken up by the truck. But that's not, and that's pretty much, that's when you've convinced them to love you. That's what love is blackmailing a person into staying with you forever. This is when I point out that the relationship I wrote that joke about has failed. And more for the purposes of saying that I am very approachable after the show. Has anybody here ever gone to the Louis Braille Museum in France? Just to feel something? Oh man, we've got weather. We've got such weather. It's been cold. Even right now, my hands are rather cold. You know what they say about cold hands, right? Cold hands, cold dick. Oh man, speaking of cold dick, people, we are close to being in a progressive age, but we're still, there's a lot of gay shaming going on. Like, there's a huge amount of gay panic across this fair nation of ours. And it's frustrating, like, even though, like, I was very happy gay marriage has been passed in Illinois most recently. But even, like, in a locker room in Illinois right now, two guys are just standing way too close in proximity, and then there's a third guy who's just popping out of the woodwork who's like, what are you guys doing over there? You sword fighting? You know when the men cross the penises like scimitars in combat, which is narrow-minded and inaccurate. When two men love one another and they want to express that love, they joust, which is a beautiful act. It is where you get naked on opposite sides of the room. And then you just run at the other guy full tilt and try to knock his dick off his bone. Oh my goodness, you guys have been wonderful. I have been John Washington. Find me on Twitter? Yeah, find me on Twitter.